Well, Titans has come to an end. This will contain spoilers for Season 4. I just got done seeing the Titans Season 4 finale. Beautiful, bittersweet finale. It's been a crazy time as a DC fan, but Titans is a show that became a comfort show that I got into during the pandemic in 2020. I was aware of it on DC Universe, never really saw it until the Blu-rays were on sale. Ordered it since I was in lockdown. We all were. That was a show that really was a comfort show, and I was immediately hooked. Saw the first 2 seasons, loved Season 3 on HBO Max, and I could not wait for Season 4. Season 4, this show, I feel like the showrunners and the writing hold this show back, but Titans with each season, kind of like early seasons of Star Trek, it took a while to find its footing, and once it did, it felt like Titans, and this is probably the closest we got to like the Teen Titans stuff. And just purely Titans as far as like their enemies, because, you know, Scarecrow is there, Deathstroke. They fought Deathstroke in the Judas Contract. And speaking of Judas Contract, there's a villain from that story in this season. And I love how this is primarily a Titans villain. You know, they had Trigon in some way in the first season, but it's always been like Batman. This time we changed the setting to Metropolis, but we also have a villain that is worthy of the Titans. And, you know, the Titans are a diverse group of individuals. They have so many different powers. So it's kind of odd seeing supernatural or alien creatures fight a human, where this is a supernatural entity, a supernatural cult, and there's a reason for the Titans to fight this enemy, and also it's a challenge for them, and that's what made this season interesting. Oh man, there's some things that kind of irked me as always, but I feel like, again, like Season 3, the good outweighs the bad, and it's bittersweet. Greg Walker, the showrunner, said going in that the writing was on the wall and that like basically they wrote this season as a final season, and they do in many ways. And you know, Season 3 ended with them defeating Scarecrow, Jason Todd parting ways as a Red Hood, and they took Tim Drake under their wing. Jailer Sergo, again, gets a lot more to do as Tim Drake, and it's pretty much a week after the Gotham City ending of Season 3. It's crazy. Somewhere in between there, Dick Grayson got a haircut, and they went on to Metropolis. I love Star Labs with the season, how it starts out. Superman, it's a change of pace, but also it's fresh. I love this incarnation. It's not like the CW stuff. Like, this is like a legit Star Labs where people are working here, and that's where we get some of our new cast members in the beginning. We have Titus Welliver as Lex Luthor. I wish he had more than one episode. He was actually one of the best Lex Luthors I've seen in recent memory. Like, he was awesome. I love what he did with the role. You also have James Scully as Bernard at Star Labs. Him and Tim Drake get some romance, and that's great. I just want to know if the writers retcon the age, because the actor's 30, Jailer Sergo's like in his mid-20s. That's okay. But I could have sworn Tim Drake was like 16, and this guy seems like he's 30. And I'm like, it feels grooming. I'm like, do the writers know what they're doing? Had they thought this through? It's not bad per se. It's not like the comics. This is a very different Bernard. In many ways, he's kind of like the Cisco of Flash, or like, I guess their other character that's outside the Titans that helps him is to be like the Barbara Gordon of this season in many ways, but at Star Labs instead of GCPD. But there are moments where I was just like, this just feels wrong. Like, I want to get into this relationship, but like, this guy seems much older. If it was like a young girl with an older man, it would feel odd. So I'm like, what's the age? Because, you know, last year, Tim Drake called Donna Troy ma'am and thought she was old at 30 years old. So I'm like wondering, well, yeah, no ma'am. Yes, sir, I'm Bernard. But other than that, though, if they're close to age and he's like an intern or like a kid genius, great. I would love that. You know, that's a recent romance in the comics. And even though he is a bit different, Once you get past that, James Scully really does get a lot to do as Bernard, especially in the finale, and I like the stuff with Robin. At first, though, I wish they sped up the process or added more development for Tim Drake, because he just has like a bow staff, and it's just like useless. He's just some random guy while everybody's in costumes, and I'm like, you don't really get to see him as Robin until the end. That being said, going from the Batman to this is like one of the most comic accurate Robin suits I have seen. It is awesome. It's just straight up 90s Robin here with Tim Drake and how they made the cape look and everything. I love that stuff. But more than anything, we have the Cult of Blood finally. Franca Potenti plays Mother Mayhem. Some of you may recognize her from Run Lola Run or The Bourne Identity. She is awesome in this, and I love how it ties back to season 1 and the asylum. Everything about this ties back to the beginning, and that's one thing that I do love, and I wish they went after Hive and the Cult of Blood in season 2 or 3, because it feels like a direct continuation of what they started. And again, it's perfect because it harkens back to the end. Speaking of characters, if you're expected to see Dawn Granger back, Dove, or even Donna Troy, you're not going to see her. Yeah, Donna Troy is not Troya in this, and there is no mention whatsoever.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
That being said, though, we do get more from Beast Boy, Garfield Logan. Oh my god. Ryan Potter, he wrote an episode, Jeff John, Dude, Where's My Gar? Amazing episode in the red. And then we also get Joseph Morgan from the originals as Brother Blood, Sebastian Sanger. I like the relationship with him and Rachel being like step brother and sister here, and her wanting to save him. The first couple of episodes as development, it's a different incarnation of Brother Blood, and I love episode 6. We also get to see Gar turn into a gorilla, and it was so great seeing the Doom Patrol and Gar Logan reunite. We finally got to see Cyborg and Beast Boy in live action together. He was a really good villain. The second half, however, he starts to second guess himself. Connor Kent starts switching allegiances back and forth. The writing is inconsistent. They start wearing regular clothes. Weird dream stuff happens. There's some cool episodes, though, that remind me a little bit of X-Files and Twin Peaks in a good way. It's just like, I got tired of that. I was like, I want a villain who's a straight-up villain, like Deathstroke or somebody, or even Scarecrow. He was, like, sure of himself, and when he wasn't, he got his hands dirty. This guy's like, oh, no. Until the end, of course. So there's some hurdles, again, with the writing that I wish they sped it up. That being said, though, I like seeing Nightwing as a leader, and most of all, everybody working as a team. Raven does give her moments to shine, but they kind of let her take a back seat, which was disappointing considering this is Trigon-centric. And we also have Lisa M. Bolivar as Jinx. She was a cool character. It took a while to get used to her and like the dynamic with the team, but as always, Dick Grayson had history with her. She was a great character, had an awesome costume. I just think she was heavily underutilized. Again, I would have loved to see some of the previous Titans characters or other characters if they're going to just use her for a short time. Also, Deathstroke comes back, but they pull an Arrow in which it's not Isaiah Morales, who's probably busy doing Mission Impossible. It's like a body double. And there's a part where Superboy punches his head and then he picks it up. Crazy outlandish stuff. This season just goes full horror, full gory. Some of it's great, some of it's just like, what did I just see? It's like back to season 2 territory again, but Trigon, it was cool to see, but again, he gets taken out easily as before. This season had a lot of fan service moments, a lot of moments from the comics, and I think I'm going to enjoy it more on repeated viewings. It was hard watching it weekly, but I think the hiatus hurt this show this season. It was too big of a gap. It was almost like a gap between a regular season, not like a half-season break. But I can't wait to watch this on Blu-ray, see the special features and what they did with the suits. And if I had to give it a score, I'd give it a 4 out of 5 and an A-. It might be an A. I have it right up there with Season 3, if not a little bit under. Part of me likes Season 2 more, but unlike Season 2, Season 4 sticks the landing and it ends in epic fashion. And because of that, you just gotta love it, you know? Despite its shortcomings, I would have loved a season 5. I would have loved different characters. The show could have gone on, but at the same time, with what they did, I'm glad it ends here, and I'm glad it ends on a high, you know? I'm sad about what could have been, but now I'm also happy of what was. We got to see, like, Donna Troy, Jason Todd, Tim Drake. We got to see some characters, Starfire, that we haven't seen in live action before. And every one of the actors is perfectly cast in this series. If anything, some of the writing let them down in the story, but that being said, the cast, the makeup department, everything behind the scenes was superb on this show. And maybe like the Titans, it's perfect because of the imperfections, you know? And I love it. As I said before, this isn't my nephews and nieces' Teen Titans. This is Titans. It's darker, grittier. And I think it's going to be a cult show. And I'm going to miss it. It was a comfort show. I grew up on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman and Smallville. And this is one series that I'm going to be eternally grateful for. And also, I don't know when's the next time I'm going to see these characters. So for being the first live action incarnations, you know, it's quite special. And these actors, these incarnations have set a high bar for what's to follow. And I hope we see these characters in another medium soon, whether it's video game, cartoon, or film live action. I can't wait to see what these actors do. Some of these actors were already in movies before. Anna Jope, Brenton Thwaites, Connor Leslie, Ryan Potter, Tegan Croft. Oh man, Joshua Orpin. I can't wait to see what all these actors do. And yeah. Titans is over. So let me know your thoughts, your initial thoughts of Season 4 and the Season 4 finale. Spoiler talk down in the comments below. You can check out my re-review of Titan Season 3. I went over it again. Revisited the season. You can check out my Titan Season 1 and 2 reviews and Geek USA tribute honoring the action of the show. Let me know some of your favorite moments. And speaking of moments, in the meantime, stay tuned this weekend. I'm going to go over my favorite Titans episodes, top 10. End of an era, everyone. It's just the times are changing, you know, as Bob Dylan once said. But I was happy that everyone had their happy ending, and as a Dick Grayson Batman fan, this was just great. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, for we never know what will happen in the future and the good things that will come.